Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this press conference. We wish to thank all of you, the honorable colleagues from the Parliamentary Press Gallery Association, and also the colleagues from the media institutions that are deployed outside of this parliament. We would also like to extend a special thanks to the broadcasters, and of course that includes our parliamentary television for transmitting this important media briefing live to ensure that the great majority of South Africans are able to receive and to get the message that will be communicated today. As we are about to begin with the media briefing, I humbly request that all phones be put on silence. I think you can still tweet and Facebook and do whatever while your gadgets are on silence. Ladies and gentlemen, the Speaker of the National Assembly has requested that this media briefing be called, and she is invited here to announce the decision that she has taken with regard to the appropriate voting method that will be followed regarding the motion of no confidence in the President of the Republic of South Africa that is scheduled tomorrow, the 8th of August, 2017. So the Speaker needs no introduction. She is not alone. She is accompanied by the Deputy Speaker on her right, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Mbete Zenodi. She is also accompanied by the presiding officers in the National Assembly. From my left, Mayor Boroto, who is the chairperson for international relations in the National Assembly, followed by, on my left, further left, Meto Godidiza, who is the chairperson for internal arrangements, and on the far left, that there is Cedric Frolik, who is the chairperson of committees. So without any waste of time, I'm going to invite thank you. And least but not least, I nearly forgot the Secretary of the National Assembly, Mr. Kaso, Masibule Kaso. So you will bear with us that with regard to the press conference of this nature, it is the first of its kind. It is unprecedented. Decisions relating to motions of no confidence are normally done by way of a simple media statement to the media and by responding to the relevant parties that have requested for such a motion of no confidence. So the Speaker of the National Assembly has decided on this kind of method of communicating this specific particular decision that she has taken through a media conference because of the huge interest from the public with regard to this decision. So in that context, the Speaker will not be taking any questions. She will be presenting the decision. She will just be presenting the decision. And the decision that she's going to be presenting we do not believe that it will require any further clarification. It will be comprehensive, and all of us will appreciate that it is the background has been well provided. So without any waste of time, I'm going to invite the Speaker of the National Assembly to come and make the announcement. Speaker. Yes. We appreciate what you are saying, Mr. Mkokeli, but let's give the Speaker an opportunity to present the announcement, and any further questions will be dealt with at an appropriate time. We will organize a follow-up session where we can be able to give further clarification with regard to the announcement that is going to be made. Speaker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the media, and everybody participating in this important media interaction. May I start off by apologizing that we will disappoint you by not giving you an immediate opportunity, not because we are not willing to engage with you on whatever issues you will want to further explore, but we will arrange for that at a different moment. Fellow South Africans, following the Constitutional Court decision that I, as Speaker of the National Assembly, have the constitutional power to prescribe the voting procedure in a motion of no confidence in the President of the Republic of South Africa to be conducted in the National Assembly, either by way of a secret ballot or open vote, and having taken due, independent, and impartial consideration of all the legal, constitutional, and political factors below, especially those articulated by the Constitutional Court, in a balanced and rational manner, bearing in mind that some of these factors may be contradictory in nature. I take this opportunity to present to the country my decision on the matter. I have taken this extraordinary approach in the interest of transparency and also having taken account of the huge interest in this matter, which has been expressed in various quarters of society. I therefore wish to appeal to members of the media that I will not take questions after this briefing, as I've already said. At the outset, I wish to indicate that it is always important for societal actors, in particular political parties, to have confidence in our courts and in our parliament. I therefore find the public pronouncements and calls that the Speaker will act in a partisan manner reprehensible and unpalatable for our democracy. I am elected by the Assembly to perform the role of Speaker, and as long as that has not changed, I will not recuse myself. Thus, the call for the Speaker to recuse herself from the proceedings tomorrow has no constitutional basis and therefore legally misplaced. Fellow South Africans, all facts, factors, circumstances, and information available to me that I have taken into consideration in making this decision include the following. On the 22nd June 2017, the Constitutional Court ruled that a vote of no confidence in the President of the Republic of South Africa is constitutionally permissible, whether through an open vote or secret ballot, and that I, as the Speaker of the National Assembly, have the constitutional power to decide the voting procedure for such vote of no confidence. So, although the Constitution does not prescribe a specific voting procedure for the removal of the President by way of a motion of no confidence, it does permit for a voting procedure which may be either by way of an open vote or secret ballot, and the making of such decision lies exclusively with the Speaker in terms of the rules of the National Assembly. I am mindful of the fact, and the Constitutional Court has reminded me of this fact, that I, as Speaker, when exercising this exclusive constitutional power to determine the procedure of voting in a motion of no confidence, must do so on a proper and rational basis. In this respect, I inter alia invited the political parties who are represented in the National Assembly to provide me with submissions on their views of the matter, and also requested to be provided with legal advice, which I took into consideration before deciding this matter. I understand and accept that a motion of no confidence in the President is a very important matter, a potent tool towards holding the President to account, one connected to the foundational values of accountability and responsiveness to the needs of the people, that it constitutes one of the severest political consequences imaginable, especially that a threat of a motion of no confidence, quote, will remain virtually inconsequential in the absence of an effective operationalizing mechanism to give it the vital bite when necessary, close quotes. I also understand and accept that central to the freedom of a member of parliament, open quote, to follow the dictates of personal conscience, close quotes, is the fact that the member takes an oath of office of faithfulness to the Republic and obedience to the Constitution and laws, and there is no constitutional obligation for a member to swear allegiance to his or her political party. Therefore, when I exercise this constitutional power, I understand and accept that I must be duly guided by the need to ensure that members exercise their oversight powers effectively. And it must be in the interest of the people and in obedience of the Constitution to enable effective accountability of and over the executive. I have also considered the fact that the Constitutional Court has indicated that a motion of no confidence in the President of the Republic of South Africa is a very important matter. In fact, it is a very important tool used to hold the President to account. I am cognizant of the fact that the Constitutional Court also enjoined me, when exercising this power, to take into account considerations of the foundational constitutional principle of openness and transparency entrenched in the Constitution. I am particularly mindful of the fact that Section 1D of the Constitution sets openness as a foundational principle for the Constitution and our democracy. The Constitution further instructs that the National Assembly must conduct its business in an open manner. As representatives of the electorate, members are not supposed to always operate under a cover of secrecy. Considerations of transparency and openness sometimes demand a display of courage and resoluteness to boldly advance the interests of those that they represent, no matter the consequences, including the risk of dismissal for non-compliance with party instructions. The Constitutional Court indicated that the electorate is at times entitled to know how their representatives carry out even some of their most sensitive obligations, and this includes voting in a motion of no confidence. However, this reality may not always be possible where there are instances of intimidation. In terms of the Constitutional Court judgment, if members are constitutionally obliged to vote according to their conscience, it follows that no member can suffer any harm, hardship, or punitive action if they comply with the Constitution and vote according to their conscience. A reading of the Constitutional Court judgment suggests that any action of a political party against a public representative who voted in accordance with their conscience may be struck down for violating the Constitution. The value of openness and transparency is always our natural manner of conducting business, and which we should never take for granted. The Constitutional Court has, however, compelled us to consider a variety of other factors. The Constitutional Court has indicated that a secret ballot becomes necessary where the prevailing atmosphere is toxified or highly charged. It is my duty to act responsibly when I assess how my decision will impact all members. I have conducted a thorough assessment of the situation and how it will impact on all members. The Speaker must maintain and preserve the order of and the proper decorum in the House, and uphold the dignity and good name of the House. Parliament is a forum for public consideration of issues. This Parliament is seized with a responsibility to deal with complex issues. The people of South Africa look to Parliament to give direction during challenging times. We must dare not underestimate this privilege and responsibility. The people of South Africa also look to Parliament for signals of hope. I have considered the environment and heard voices expressing doubt in the integrity and values of our 20-year-old Constitution. We therefore have to use this opportunity to show responsiveness to our people. This decision is therefore in the best interest of the country. The Speaker is required to guard the procedures of this House and to ensure that the outcome of this very important vote is credible. The Speaker must do this without fear or favor. It is with that in mind that this decision is also about putting the resilience of our democratic institution to test. Having considered all the factors and mindful of the fact that this decision is not setting a precedent, I determine that voting on the motion of no confidence in the President on the 8th August 2017 that cough comes at a strategic moment. I therefore determine that voting on the motion of no confidence in the President on the 8th of August 2017 will be by secret ballot. Thank you very much.
Honourable Speaker, that cough must be ruled out of order. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. I thank the Speaker, I thank the presiding officers for coming, and I thank you also for coming. The statement, the full statement that has just been presented will be in your mailboxes as soon as possible. Thank you.